Hi friends, welcome back to the channel SciTech. In this video, I'm going to do the review of the Oneplus Nord device after using more than 50 days of usage. Yes friends, it's been more than 50 days of using this Oneplus Nord 2, and a few of the users they want to know, is it worth to buy the Oneplus Nord 2 right now or not? And very soon we're gonna see the great Indian sale in the Amazon website as well. And so many users they're actually looking to buy the OnePlus Nord 2 if there's any kind of discount or something on this phone. So that's the reason I thought of making a video on this OnePlus Nord 2 long-term usage, because I did not do this long-term usage on this OnePlus Nord 2 device. And during this time, definitely I'll try to talk about each and every small aspect as well. What are the pros and cons, and what are the things you should know before you actually spend this much money on the OnePlus Nord 2. So regarding that, I'll try to discuss about the performance, display, camera, battery charging, connectivity, build quality, UI software updates, and what are the things I really like in the OnePlus Nord 2, which are slightly unique when compared with other smartphones. That's what I'm going to exactly explain in this video. So first thing, let's talk about the performance. So regarding the performance of the OnePlus Nord 2, which has got a Dimensity 1200, so which is quite similar to the other Realme X8 Max and POCO F3 GT's Dimensity 1200, and you do get the Android benchmark score about 6,74,000 in the OnePlus Nord 2. But one quick thing is that this performance in the OnePlus Nord 2 is limited. So the main reason can be couple of things like heating issues and the battery draining problem. That's the reason. So by default, the performance, you don't get 100% performance. So the moment you use the high performance mode, which is present in the battery section, only then the performance of this phone will be boosted a lot. So without using any kind of high performance mode, if you try to do the Android benchmark application test, the score will come close to 6 lakhs. So just imagine 6 lakhs. There's a huge difference is there. I did not see this much kind of huge difference in any other phone. I mean, even the Realme phones, they do have the high performance mode, but they only impact little bit, maybe 2-3,000. It will change the CPU and the GPU performance. But in the OnePlus Nord 2, it changes a lot. As you can see, friends, this is a score without using high performance mode. Just imagine how much score. It's like night and day difference is there between this with using high performance mode and without using high performance mode. So the final conclusion is that if you want to buy the OnePlus Nord 2, and if you are using the OnePlus Nord 2, if you want to have that kind of high level performance while gaming, better to use the high performance mode. But that will definitely increase the battery draining, and it will increase also the temperatures as well. That's the one thing you should definitely understand regarding the performance section. And next thing is a few of the games definitely not optimized. I mean, Battlegrounds mobile game, you can play at 60 FPS without any kind of issues. But if you want to play at 90 FPS, that's not possible at this moment. Still, the game is not updated. Not only the Battlegrounds mobile game, even the Fortnite game, which used to be there for 90 FPS in the OnePlus phones, still it doesn't support in the OnePlus Nord 2 Fortnite game as well. That's another thing. And one of the worst part is that Asphalt 9 game, for some weird reasons, it only runs 50 FPS only. It cannot go more than 50 FPS in this OnePlus Nord 2. Doesn't matter what settings you use, doesn't matter what things you do. Still, this game is not yet optimized for this OnePlus Nord 2 device. These are the couple of games are there which are not yet optimized for the OnePlus Nord 2. But don't worry, the phone supports the high refresh rate game. So right now I'm playing the 90 FPS game. So this game actually supports 120 FPS as well. So high refresh rate games you can actually play very much smooth without any kind of issues. So for heavy gaming, if you want, maybe you can consider other phones. But for the medium to light gaming, definitely the OnePlus Nord 2 will also be really good. Even for heavy gaming also no problem. But if you want to expect higher refresh rate in the Battlegrounds mobile game, at this moment not possible. That's the one thing. So next, regarding the display segment. So again, the display is one of the biggest drawback, I would say. If you are an average user, you won't feel any difference. I can totally understand. But if you are a person who spends this much 30,000 on a mobile phone and you are getting everything outdated things in terms of the display, there is nothing improvement has been done in the display segment, nothing at all. And the worst part is that you get lowest configuration than the OnePlus Nord CE as well. That's the worst part in the OnePlus Nord 2. That I cannot accept this thing regarding the display. As an average user, you may not notice it. I'm trying to say again and again. But the moment you start using other phones and if you try to come back to this one, only then you'll feel the difference. For example, first thing is the not having the higher refresh rate. I cannot talk for everyone, but I did use a lot of other phones. Even the mid-range segment also, we are getting 120 Hz and 120 Hz. Even the premium range, we do expect that kind of basic as an STT, right? As a high refresh rate, as a standard. Because if you buy this phone, you will be using for the next couple of years, 3 to 4 years. So in the long term, the 90 FPS will become definitely outdated. Even the 120 FPS will become outdated. But as a future-proof little bit, you should have that kind. That's the one main thing. And next is touch sampling rate is another worst thing in this phone. I don't know, I'm saying as an average user, you won't feel any difference, but for a gamers and for pro users, you may feel different. You will not feel different if you don't use any other phone. The moment you use other phones, and if you come back to this phone, only then you will feel lack of not having high touch sampling rate, not lack of having a higher refresh rate. For example, I did use the POCO X3 Pro device. This is the POCO X, not only POCO X3, even Realme X1 Max and other phones. POCO X3 Pro has got 120 Hz refresh rate and 240 Hz touch sampling rate. That's another thing. POCO F3 GT also has 480 Hz touch sampling rate. So for 30,000 rupees, that's the price I'm trying to talk. For 30,000 rupees, that's a basic necessity, which we should have little bit kind of upgrade, but that's not the case. Display is kind of really average. That's it. That's in this price range. That's what I'm trying to mention. For average user, it doesn't make any kind of problem. So this is one thing which I'm totally disappointed in the display segment. Next is regarding the camera. I'm very much happy, and I'm really surprised to see the performance levels of this OnePlus Nord 2 camera. And this is a best part of this phone. Yes, not the battery, not the processor, not anything. Only the camera is the strongest point for the OnePlus Nord 2. Trust me, yes. So I'll try to show you a couple of things which I'm really amazed with this kind of performance of the OnePlus Nord 2, which I did not even imagine. For example, the first main thing is about the night mode shot. Night mode shots, it looks like that there is a light in the room, but there's no light at all. But still, the phone was able to capture the light as really good in terms of the low light performance. It's pretty good. And in terms of the front cam, sometimes it used to generate that kind of whitish kind of color. I mean, on the face and everything, some kind of white color. But still, the wide angle is really good to take the selfies. So group selfies is really good in terms of taking the wide angle selfies, not an issue. But sometimes you do get that kind of effect, white color. But overall, the back camera is really good. Even the outdoor shots, I'm really impressed with the camera. So in the camera, I don't have any complaints in this kind of OnePlus Nord 2 device. Not at all. No complaints. Even the zooming capabilities, you can see. Zooming capabilities, how much zoom you can actually zoom. Not an issue with the zooming capabilities as well. No issue with the camera at all in this OnePlus Nord 2. And even in the pitch dark, complete darkness as well, it was able to capture the colors of all the details of the object. So camera is the best part about the OnePlus Nord 2. You should not be worried about the camera thing. 4K 60 FPS you cannot record. That's another drawback which I thought of just mentioning for you. Next is regarding the battery and the charging. So always a battery backup and the charging in this phone. So battery backup, I was able to get up close to 6 hours of screen on time, but few of the users, they did report that they are getting only really less screen on time. So battery backup kind of little bit not that good as expected, as 4500 mAh of battery capacity. And battery one's mobile game, you can play up to 5.5 hours to 6 hours of time. So that's another thing. Charging speed is quite good. Charging speed very impressive. It takes about only 28 minutes, 27 minutes. No issues in the charging speed. But battery backup, it depends upon the person to person, what type of usage they use. But in my usage, I'm getting 6 hours of screen on time in the OnePlus Nord 2. Easily you can use for 1 day and 1.5 days as well with the normal use. And next regarding the connectivity is another, I think, strongest point. I don't have any zero complaints in the connectivity, and this phone can actually reach very high speeds in the 4G plus connection, even in the outdoor village type testing as well, which I did. The OnePlus Nord 2, I was able to capture the 100 Mbps of speed. This is not the OnePlus Nord 2, this is a record of OnePlus Nord. OnePlus phones. What are the OnePlus phones I used before? Every time the connectivity used to be very strong. Zero complaints. After the software update, everything got improved. Even the Wi-Fi speeds also got improved. Next, regarding the build quality wise also not bad, friends. Even the haptic feedback is fantastic. You do get the premium type. So premium type, not like OnePlus Nord CE type. This is a premium type haptic feedback, like OnePlus 8T, OnePlus 9R type premium. So no issues with the haptic feedback. And there is no 3.5mm jack. That's another drawback in this OnePlus Nord 2 device. And dual speaker setup also really good in this phone. So no issues with the dual speaker setup. Perfectly. No backside vibrations. Nothing at all. Even the in-display fingerprint scanner also works perfectly fine. No issues with the in-display fingerprint scanner as well. So regarding the build quality, apart from not having the 3.5mm jack at this point, there is not any other complaints I can give you at this moment. Even there is a proximity sensor present, which is on the top of the phone. So unlike few phones, they will delete that kind of proximity sensor, but the phone has got the proximity sensor. So you should not be worried about those build quality. Except 3.5mm jack, everything is kind of slightly not good. So let me try to exactly check the weight of the phone. The weight of the phone is about 190 grams. So 190 grams is the weight of this phone. Slightly kind of heavy, I would say, when compared with other phones. So that's about the build quality about the OnePlus Nord 2. Overall, it feels premium. So I did not use any kind of case, nothing at all, but still the phone looks really good in terms of not getting any kind of scratches. So next, regarding the UI and software updates, UI and the software updates is another one thing which I'm not that happy. I mean, in terms of the UI, because of the mixing of ColorOS and the OnePlus Oxygen OS, I'm not that happy usage with this kind of OnePlus Nord 2. There are a couple of issues which are happening in the OnePlus Nord 2 because of this ColorOS getting mixed in this OnePlus Nord 2 device. For example, you cannot, if you try to charge your phone when in the switch off mode, the phone will automatically switch on. So this came from the ColorOS. So this is not the problem with the OnePlus Nord 2. So some of the problems, whatever the ColorOS has got, it got implemented in the OnePlus Nord 2 as well, little bit. That's what I would say. But overall, in my experience, I got used to this, but I do miss that kind of stock Android wala feel at this moment. That's the one biggest drawback. That's also another day. That's regarding the first drawback of this phone is regarding the display, and second disappointment regarding the mixing of this ColorOS and the Oxygen OS. So which we cannot do anything about this phone at this moment. So finally, is it worth for the price? So the OnePlus Nord 2 is worth for the camera absolutely fine, and if you are a fan of OnePlus phones and OnePlus brand, you can definitely buy the OnePlus Nord 2. No one is stopping you. But this is my complete review of the using the OnePlus Nord 2 after using more than 50 days of usage. So this is my complete review, friends. A to Z, all the pros and cons I did explain to you, and you can check out my playlist as well, which I did create for the OnePlus Nord 2. I did upload more than 300 videos and 350 videos as well after using 50 days. As you can see, you can check the videos, and all the videos will give you the clear idea what is going on with the OnePlus Nord 2 as well. So that's it, friends. Thank you for watching this video. And heating problems and battery draining problems, depending upon the usage type, it will happen. Not every user will get that kind of issues. Depending upon what usage you use, that what matters more. So thank you for watching, and see in the next video. Until then, stay tuned for more updates. And this is the complete review on this OnePlus Nord 2. Meanwhile, signing off. And in case if you plan to buy the OnePlus Nord 2, use my links in description to buy it, and do support me. Meanwhile, signing off, friends.